Today, I wanted to share with you something that I had written a very long time ago, kind of during a time in life where the world was flipped upside down because of COVID. And after that, a lot of people were speaking about fairness and unfairness, and they started to tear down statues and they started to alter laws. And now we live in a world that is very different from even 5 years ago. When I wrote this poem, it kind of just fell off my tongue, and although maybe it doesn't make sense in a poetic form, as I am definitely not a poet, it does kind of share a little bit of where I feel the world could go, and hopefully we will be able to not go that route if we just turn to the gospel of Jesus Christ and learn what he learned and forgive and not take offense so easily when we learn from the past. So here it goes.
Offended, the word clear did ring out. Let there be justice, for there is no doubt you did me wrong with your words and your deed. You must be punished, and if you don't heed, I will take action and you will regret the day you opened your mouth and did set that thought, that verse, the way that you looked, your tone, your speech. You must be booked. Louder and louder the voice up did climb. Above the crowd, screeching did chime. Heads did turn and hearts grew colder until the call became their mentor. Quickly they jumped the movement it made of you are intolerant, a bigot, a knave. There is no room in our world way up here, for we are reborn, accepting, it's clear. Your thoughts are not welcome, I'll point out and say, and if you don't try to keep them at bay, we'll cut out your tongue, your eyes, and your hand, so that you will not in our world stand. To call out our faults, of which we have none, you cannot win, you see, we are one. You will be taken and shut up and killed. That part that offends, your fate will be sealed. A whisper, a voice, low down on the ground, a faint and small, undeniable sound. Wait, please wait, there is something amiss. What have I done to bring such a hiss? You all feel this way? You all here agree that I have done wrong, but only me? Accepting, you say. Of what, who, or when? This doesn't seem right, fair or open. What's this conviction you've given to me? A thought, an act, a way that I see? Why, not allowed to be who I am? Because of offense? Of this one man? The crowd seemed to soften, but not for long, for the voice started in with the same old song. Your thoughts, your eyes, they looked rather down when you told me to wait for the next way around. You let me not through when I wanted to go. You held me behind in that long, narrow row. Sit here, you did say, sit on this bench, with some other persons whose morals do stench. I'm not the same at all as that man, placed with his type as part of his clan. His values are nonsense. I don't like his name. Your actions prove you should take all the blame. The crowd listened closely, ears perked up to hear the story of when this man's pride did rear. This accuser did call with his mouth, ears, and eyes, and stirred up a truth mingled with lies. Some did not listen, and others did laugh, but still more felt like yelling even to half. These people would not be so easy to change, and off to make plans and laws to arrange. They work day and work night to decide this man's fate, of this one who would dare be full of such hate. To look down with his eyes, or so they were told, at this man in the line he attempted to hold. Change the past histories, rewrite it all. Become awake to what? This new call. Tear down the statues, the churches, the laws, built by those who had not just cause. And so it did go, day in and day out, rooting out everything that caused any doubt. The world was remodeled, and when they were done, they had removed all creation under the sun. The world looked much different now where they stood. Looking back, they saw what only they could, that in that small moment where someone offended, the world altered course and was no longer protected. Chaos ruled in that world they were in. No one was happy, not even a grin. For people stood still in fear of the sound. That voice that screeched then, now would be found. Offended, offended, was down every road, around every corner, and carried great load. It broke up the family and friendships and law, for they would not listen to the one who saw the soon-to-be future of this invisible threat. Those who listened and kept what history said, in books and in halls of the churches now down, but into their hearts but few kept it round. And when it came that the end would be near, they cried and they wailed with the greatest of fear. But all was not lost when a voice did appear, not loud, not harsh, but steady and clear. My children, why did you think to alter the course? Then did you sink into that trap that so long snares the weak, the one that was close to that which you seek, but counterfeit it was, and now you are ripe, for unto that fire the devil will swipe your soul, mind, and body into that fate, for in that moment you saw only hate. For did you not think rules, virtue, and law, though heavy to bear, but not the last straw? No, not at all, but strength would it make, for into the heart I wrote for your sake my laws and my precepts, entrusted to those that prayed for my wisdom, courage, and know. Now listen to them and be set right, but quick to the grindstone, for soon it is night. When work is all done, no more sickle to thrust. The end is at hand, and from you I must take the just course to end this great plan. Behold before you the Savior of man. To you leave I him. He drank of the cup that paid for that man who refused to give up that pride he felt when he was stopped by someone, and did not let feelings of offense be undone. But even at this, the great hour of fear, Christ, my Son, still his arms drawing near. Now, to him who was hurt all those years ago, a call to accept and be brought low, low in his heart, broken, contrite. Then, in the end, may your soul take flight into the joy of the heavens above, away from that world you thought you did love. But truth is right here, where it always has been, here in the arms of a Savior who leans into you, always sturdy and strong. Give that what's broken, painful, or wrong, and say to you, brother, come follow me. The path is most narrow, but wait, and you'll see. I've paid for that man you thought was so mean, and the thoughts in your head. Where have you been? To a place of chaos and a world filled with fear, a kingdom of pain where devils do cheer. In my Father's house I can take if you choose. Forgive the offense of that man, or you lose. A spot in a line, a place by a stranger you thought was unfair, but the true danger, the moment you let words enter your mind that brought you to anger instead of be kind. So now, in this moment, what will you choose? To stay in this world of distraction, you'll lose that part for your soul I so bloody did fight, in a garden where only the angels had sight. They watched as their God suffered and bled for the sins of all those whom my Father said would need someone to offer himself and atone, to go lower than all and bring all home. But force I won't use to accomplish this task, for choice is your right. So I'll simply ask, when I call to your soul, will you hear me and turn from offense and forgiveness see? At this the man drew a deep breath. He stood for a moment there facing death, and then took a step back from the edge, now facing the sun, somber, did pledge. I'll stop and adjust what I thought was all right, and from this I'll let forgiveness take flight. At that moment the scene seemed to erase, and he found himself sitting back in that place. At the beginning, was this but a dream? Was the years of chaos not as they'd seemed? Just wait, came a voice. Familiar, he thought. Was this that moment when forgiveness he ought? Yes, yes, he was back, and the future was bright, for in this moment he would alter his plight. Absolutely, my man. Right here, do you want me? I'll sit and be patient by him. Yes, I see. For we are good friends, this man on the bench. Morals and values my thirst do they quench. Now sitting down, he looked to his side. The man on the bench lovingly sighed. I knew you were good. You have work to do. Through me all are saved. And then the man knew this was the Savior there all along. And from his heart rang a wonderful song. Come follow me. I'm the way and the light. Come follow me. I will give you great sight. So glancing around, this man did observe a new life awaiting with a big curve to take him down paths that destruction can't come, because God looked down and gave us his Son. He jumped to his feet, all excited and free, and ran to each person, please listen to me. Turning back to the bench that now was empty, he now understood and sank to one knee. Thank you, my Savior, he said with a cry. I am not taken by a thought and a lie. Then up to his feet he jumped, free and spry. Do you see him there, that man, the Most High? Hugging him who he had thought had offended, he now cried out loud, and instead he befriended. For into the future this man's mind was taken, shown how the actions of others may waken a voice not of God, but from one stuck beneath, who yearns for our souls to be clasped in his teeth. So on to the moral of this little poem. It's not in the wording, no, not alone. No, not in the lyrical swing of each verse, or found in the story of a man-made curse. You must look much deeper into your soul and find there a question, for that is my goal, a simple yet deep one that seems very small, and if answered true, you too will not fall. Into those teeth open wide he does wait, with thoughts he's guiding you to the bait. But if you look deeper and answer that question, the one deep inside, it will aid your ascension out of the grasp of those teeth and a chain, out of that pit and trap that was lain, to higher and higher celestial ends, up to a kingdom full of true friends. What question, you ask? All the while I have sung, it's bubbling up to the tip of your tongue. You have it, that's right. Do not let that thought dim, and ask yourself now, do I hear him?